Welcome back to Morning Footy. Now, if you're watching the show, chances are that you like football. And if you like football, chances are you've heard the phrase, what's the phrase? World class. What does world class mean, guys? It's something that we've been thinking about here in the studio this week, and Jay has got a very specific definition of what he thinks is world class.
I feel like the word world class or words world class is thrown about way too easy in today's
100%.
game.
That's a problem.
Yeah, definitely.
Can I expand on that a little bit? What's gone on with world class? I feel like in language, it's gone through semantic bleaching.
Right.
Just like, for example, the word legend.
Okay.
Legend is for a legendary figure in fables or lores, right? That's the original definition of legend. Like if Jay was to, let's say, bring donuts for everybody in the pre-production meeting this morning, which he didn't. But if he did, because it's his last time morning footy, I would say, oh, Jay, what a legend. But you're not. And you're not actually a legend for bringing donuts for the office,
I was actually.
right?
I was thinking about this.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate that. I'm trying to stay in shape. Summer bod coming around. But world class is used so loosely nowadays.
100%. So my criteria, first of all, let me just say, there's categories. So there's world class players, there's elite players, top players, good players, average players. And then my definition of world class is 2 players in every position.
Right.
Now, that's not to say that there's going to be some players that should be in there maybe. People will be saying, oh, how can they not be in there? And I'm saying, well, because there's 2 other players that are there ahead of them.
Okay, that's a very sort of specific definition, but I like it.
Yeah.
It's also quite, it's quite demanding, Jay, because it means that a lot of good players aren't world class, according to Jay Bothroyd. Let's take a look at who Jay Bothroyd thinks is world class. We've got 22 players here, that's it. If you're not on this list, you're not world class.
Yeah, now don't get me wrong, people are going to say, oh, hold on, where's Yamal, blah, blah, blah. He's an elite player. He's a very young player. He probably will be world-class one day, but right now, I can't say he is. These players are people who I would say world-class. Nuno Mendes, I think right now there's not many better left-backs in the world than him. Van Dijk, he just speaks for himself. Rudiger, look what he's done throughout his career. Is there anyone better than him? I don't think so. Hakimi, great players here. But on this side, I'm going to say Donnarumma. Is there anyone better than him? Donnarumma?
Yes,
right now.
The thing is now, does that mean Alisson isn't world class because he doesn't get into?
I just don't think Alisson is not better than Donnarumma or Courtois.
So he's not world class.
So he's
simple.
But he's elite. These are again, there's elite players. I just feel like these players are the world class players. They're the best players in their position, to each position. I think this speaks for itself.
How do you feel about this, Nico?
I like the path you're going down. I like your limiting aspect of it. If you're not the top 2 in your position, you're not world class. But okay, here I think there's certain choices I will discuss. For example, I do think Lamine Yamal is world class.
But why though? Why? He's had one great season.
As of now, you can fall out of world class.
He's had a world class season. He's not a world class player. World class comes with longevity.
Okay, that's another fair argument. I'm thinking like right now, there are not too many players in the world that have been doing over the last year what Lamine Yamal is doing. Can you, for example, like Rúben Dias?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like he also, how many top seasons did he have? Like
he just won the treble a few years ago.
3, 4, like compared to like Messi and Ronaldo, right? He's like
yeah, but you're not
several
comparing
steps below in world classness.
You're not comparing Dias to Messi, right? Because he's a centre back.
But we're comparing. Yes, we are because we're comparing them in this definition of world class.
No, and read my definition of world class. I explained it.
Yeah, I mean.
There we go.
Maybe now, I was actually in agreement with you when you said that, but now that I'm thinking about it, maybe it's too broad of a definition. Maybe it needs to be even more narrow, reserved, and maybe we need to come to a consensus that maybe Lamine Yamal is not world class yet, and that like Mendes had a really good season. Like Koundé, for example. Saliba's not world class.
Sorry?
Yeah. Or
sorry?
Davies.
Okay,
so
sorry.
You're saying that it should be just the 111 then? One world class player for each position, and that's it.
Then it is strict. Then it is very strict.
Maybe just a couple of players in the world. Maybe we live in an era right now where there's not a world class player.
So there isn't a world class right back at the moment. Or there isn't
No,
Maybe
world-class?
Hakimi.
No, there is.
I think we'll
Okay.
remember
No.
Hakimi as world class.
Okay, so then we can do an 11. We can do an 11.
And this is what I'm saying. I just feel like there should be world-class players for every position.
Okay.
And I feel like, you know, we hear about people having good seasons, great World Cups, great Champions League, and it's just thrown around, you know, just loosely. And I don't think it should be.
Can I play devil's advocate?
Yes.
May I play devil's advocate? How many seasons has Jude Bellingham, for example, played at the top level?
Okay. Now
Right?
let me ask you this.
2 seasons.
Hold on.
If he was at Dortmund, you wouldn't consider him.
Okay, the reason why I would put him in there is because I don't think there's many number 8 midfielders that can do both on each side of the pitch that is better than him. That's why he's going in there as my world class.
The thing is about this, it's not just the people that are here, it's who isn't here as well. So if you're not here, then you're not world class.
Yeah.
So you've got that unbelievable PSG midfield, and you've got nobody from that PSG midfield because Vitinha isn't there,
Right.
they're not getting a look in.
Yeah,
because
100%.
So they're not world
Is Vitinha
class.
better than Rodri? No, doesn't even think about it. He's not. Rice.
Is he better than Declan Rice? I mean,
Like,
does Rice?
No, I don't think so.
I'm sorry.
Well, Vitinha didn't do it in the Premier League. He got sold by Wolves.
Did he in the Champions League?
Yeah, I know, but he did it in the
Not
Champions
just
League.
about the Premier League.
One Champions League. Did it last year in the Champions
Okay,
League?
hold up.
No, he didn't.
De Bruyne, when I look at that midfield over there, and you consider their entire careers, because you're considering Lamine Yamal's very short career, De Bruyne is in a category of his own compared to Declan Rice and Jude Bellingham, like several steps above. But we're grouping them in a world class definition.
Hold on, we
together.
got given. You said to me, do formation. So I had to do a formation, 4-3-3. Most teams will play 4-3-3. Kevin De Bruyne still goes into the world class category. He's just signed for Napoli. Look what he's done over his career. Look what he's still currently doing.
For
he
sure.
still goes in there.
But, no.
Okay, so
For
Messi goes
sure,
in there.
but I'm comparing it to
Messi
like,
goes in there
No,
because of his
because
career?
there's some players, we're talking over a course of a season, so there's some players that have world-class moments. Messi is unbelievable, one of my favourite players, probably my favourite player in my generation, but
he's not world-class anymore.
No, if you said to me, can Messi play a full season, I don't think Messi can play a full season. He will do world-class things still, but if you said to me, pick a team, I need you to have this team to compete over a year, he wouldn't be in there for me right now because he's older, he's aged.
Nico, you seem pained hearing these words about Messi.
But I like this discussion that we're having because right now I think Messi, I completely agree with what he's saying. Messi will give you world-class moments. I don't know if he's world-class throughout an entire season, especially if you're not playing in a world-class league, right? I was more sold in the production meeting about 2 per position. Maybe we don't have a world-class left back, or maybe not right now. Maybe necessarily you don't have to have a world-class player per position. Maybe it is a more limited, and now I'm more convinced that it's a more limited definition. But again, it is thrown out so loosely, and that's why it forces us to believe that maybe there are less than there could be.
Okay, good. We've cleared that up. That's what world class means. Very clear for everyone.